How long do you think people in the West, how long do you think Europeans and Americans are going to accept these kinds of conditions, higher gas prices, higher food prices, just for the sake of what's being sold in the media, as well as we're protecting European values by arming neo-Nazis? How long do you think it's going to go on for? Do you think there's going to be a breaking point, or do you think that the media is so good at propagandizing people that they're just going to, they'll tolerate it?
Well, the media works when people come home and they have heat, they have food, and they have comfort.
Right.
The media doesn't work when you come home and you're cold and you're hungry and you're uncomfortable. There's no amount of propaganda that can change those realities.
Good point.
And how long is this going to last until the next election? It's over. There's not a single democracy that will have its current government survive the next election if this policy stays in place and the economies of that country tank. No government will survive a tanking economy. None. Now, in the United States, we don't have a parliamentarian system. So it's pretty much accepted right now that the Congress, that we have a midterm election coming up in November, and that the Republicans are going to gain control of Congress because the Democrats can't spin this. No matter how much Americans claim they support the Ukrainians, at the end of the day, high gas prices, high food prices are going to basically dictate that the government in power has failed, and that's it. So Biden, and then 2024 comes up, and unless he can turn it around, then the Republicans will gain the White House as well. In a parliamentary system, you can get a vote of no confidence. Mm-hmm. And that can happen very quickly, especially if things are getting out of control. Political parties that are aligned with the power structure of the B are going to start. People are going to start jumping ship because that's their life. There's going to be a vote of no confidence. There'll be a new election, and it's a virtual guarantee that the party responsible for the economic collapse will be voted out of office. And then the new people will come in understanding exactly what needs to be done, which is to change the policies that created the economic difficulties. Now, normally politicians are pretty astute. They don't like to commit political suicide, which is why I believe as this situation starts to unravel, you might see people jumping ship. And I would not be surprised to see Germany jump ship soon, because Scholz knows, look, he knows he's done, finished. He won't last the year if this happens. I mean, there was talk about BASF, a big German company, laying off 40,000 people, and those jobs will never come back, ever.
Yeah.
And we can just go down, and that'll just create a cascading effect. And the German economists have said this will be a permanent damage. This will be damage that hasn't been seen since the end of the Second World War. So, what politician can survive that? None. None. Macron might not even survive.
Right.
There's a chance that Le Pen is going to beat Macron.
Oh my goodness.
And this is also the danger. If you remember what we talked about earlier about Germany, liberal democracies flourish in times of economic well-being. Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party did not come into power because the Weimar Republic was an economic powerhouse.
Right.
They came into power because the Weimar Republic was a banana case. Just a useless, economy. And Europe's about to become a useless economy. And look at the governments that have survived recent elections.
Hungary.
It wasn't a wonderful liberal democracy that came out of that thing. It was a very conservative, nationalistic government that is towing a different policy line. Serbia had an election, same thing. And I think Europe is going to be going in that direction. I think ultimately the suicidal economic policies carried out by the so-called liberal elite are going to result in a conservative nationalistic backlash.
Yeah. Yeah, I think one of the reasons, not the only reason, but one of the reasons you had liberals upset at the fourth consecutive re-election of the Hungarian government is that they basically one of their pledges was that they're going to guarantee energy for Hungarians. That means Russian gas, right? So they're the first to come out and say that they have no problem paying for it. And obviously, that upsets the West because they want people who fall in line and just do what they're told. Do you think sanctions?
Perception of unity. The
Right.
perception of unity. It's not the reality of unity. There's nothing unified about Europe right now. Nothing. But the perception of unity, shaped by Biden, the known prevaricator of truth.